which is well, a dozen different views as to what's really happening with quantum observation, collapse, many worlds, transactions, and so on. That's another problem with the conventional view. Anyway, the simplest approach, I think, sort of to ground what I'm saying, is to say that one can work with a generalized life. We're familiar with the phenomena with life, that's the subject matter of biology, but that is really a special case. Chemistry depends on chemistry to a great degree, and in addition to which it's extremely complicated, and issues like how does it really work and so on, emphasized in Robert Rosen's book Life Itself. In other words, you can write down an explicit statement as to what your agencies do in the sort of thing that human beings design. Whereas in biology, you can talk about some process like balance, like hurricanes and so on, anticyclones, clouds, I suppose.
The parity translation, the time translation, and the charge conjugation. So those are the three changed versions.
The BCS wave function, even inside the junction. And this BCS wave function has a conserved current. Even if you have ITC superconductors, there is no BCS theory for this, but the Ginzburg-Landau theory still applies. You can write a Ginzburg-Landau wave function inside the junction.
Accelerated, continuously accelerated towards the gravitational source. That is this path of light which I've shown you along the sun. It's wound up here, and the acceleration I've shown you is this, and we have reduced this, which is Newton's law of gravity. And what we can see also, there is no dependency of mass. Any particle has the same reflection here, so the same, we have the same for any object, the same.
Miller say, very politely say, his theory is not understandable. In answer, it's all garbage. But say politely, and also why he get passed, because this Christian theories come from Princeton. Princeton is not supposed to be wrong. By the way, don't say Princeton wrong. I am my teacher teach me my better is also from Princeton, but this one is not right.
Many physicists are searching for a new formulation of theoretical conceptual problems. Why? Because can you think that it is reliable to take a measure through a computer, like in Geneva? There is a numeric which is controlling. There are no bubble chambers in which one looks, and so you are confident in this kind of measure. And phenomena which are typically macroscopic. And so. Another is the existence of bottom-up and top-down.
For it divides into psi even and psi odd, where the time is either even or odd, so that I can write that the time derivative of psi even is kappa second difference on psi odd, because you shift the time, and the time derivative on psi odd is minus kappa minus kappa, because you switch the sign, psi even. And I'll take the continuum limit of psi even and psi odd separately.
At the same time, all of us have, or what separates us, all of us have a different approach. My approach, and I'm going to present this, is essentially to turn all of science upside down and really go after what quantum mechanics is originally intended to do, which is to put the observer in the center of things. So we, us, in my approach, are going to be the beginning. We are the ones that gather the data. We are the ones that analyze it. We are the ones that have the theory. The theory is based on our first-person experience as the foundation, and that is where we should start rebuilding the science of the future. So the Star Wars inspired form of this title, I'm going to read for a while and then go on to some additional things.
So you need more and more components, so I don't know how to draw it, but this gets more complex, and that's why you actually then need the complex quaternion Clifford algebra, and this is where, when you get these higher topological aspects, that their job is only to run the crossovers and under crossovers so that you can break Hamilton's closure and open it again to allow access, experimental access to this, to the dimensions beyond it. And I'm claiming, and I'm making this up, that this is the actual basis of reality. This is what reality is. Matter is no longer this vertex, this singularity, zero-dimensional or three-dimensional quaternion vertex. Matter is now a 12-dimensional or 12 degrees of freedom object. That is very important to realize this. This is marvelous. So we're going to have access to all this. So back to quantum computing. So this quantum particle in the box in 3 space or 4 space if you want. This is cycling. This is a scale invariant cycling through all of this, and its cycling is back to Bohm's and Kramer's annihilation, creation, annihilation. The ontological, this is not a phenomenological wave anymore, but it's an ontological interpretation of it. Segue again for a moment. The unified field does not provide a 5th force, it provides a force of coherence. So for us in time, or 3 space, the railroad tracks recede. In order to open this gate and close this gate, the unified field, when it's applied periodically, it's a force of coherence, and it parallels these vertices again, and allows. I don't have time to get into consciousness, but when that gate is open, that's when the elan vital or life principle comes in to animate biology. About Descartes. Descartes has, when they used to say when Eccles was alive, how can you argue with a Nobel Prize winner, Brian? How can you insult a Nobel Prize winner? As soon as Eccles died, Cartesian interactive dualism was moronic and ancient, and forget about it. So if you're a Cartesian dualist right now, you're going to have to do something like that. But as we do in physics, Descartes said his res cogitans was immaterial. Not non-physical, immaterial. You go get out your Webster's, one of the definitions of immaterial is spiritual. And as you may, if you know your history, Descartes said he got this as a revelation from God. You don't have to wax theological, you can say this is a new physical active principle of the unified field. But anyway, we now have, in unified field mechanics, the next generation of physics, not only access to this higher dimensional realm and the new different, so you're going to just do a cross section as these things are collapsing down into the free space. You do a different kind of cross section, and you can actually see inside matter much more clearly without having to smash things and look at particle sprays. This will be a different kind of cross section to see the inside and the structure of these this high dimensional brain dynamics. This Necker cube or ambiguous cube, familiar with that?
Necessarily. I can tell you what the program will be till lunchtime. The first 2 talks are as written down here. So that's going to be 10 o'clock till 11 is going to be Lou. And 11 till 11:40 going to be Sam. And then we're going to have a coffee break. There's no change there. And then it's going to be Andrea Petrucci. 12 o'clock till 12:40. And then Tarso Faraci. Tarso.